مساء الخير، ازيكم؟ اهلا ميويا، اهلا بكل الناس اللي هتتفرج علينا النهارده. مبسوطه قوي ان انا عامله اللايف ده مع البروفيسور ذا كاتاليست من نيجيريا. الفكره كلها ان احنا نحاول نوصل ل سيلف كير اوف بروجرس بتاعنا. ازاي نقدر، احنا عندنا مشكله طبعا، البني ادمين لسه مش فاهمه يعني ايه منتل هيلث وسيلف كير بالشكل اللي الناس بقالها سنين بتذاكره وبتدرسه. احنا لسه جداد في الموضوع ده. هنتكلم النهارده على توبيك معين مع ذا كاتاليست. ذا كاتاليست البايو بتاعه موجود. هيز نيجيريان. هو من اشهر، او يعني he's the most famous في المجال بتاعه. انا مبسوطه جدا ان انا هبقى النهارده هوستنج ذا كاتاليست، وهعمل انفايت علشان يخش معانا على الشات اللايف. وعندكم اي اسئله يا ريت تبعتوا تسالوها لي. هلو توميسون، عايزين نقاد تومي علشان تخش معانا. Hello everyone, I'm so happy بكل الناس اللي هتحضر معايا اللايف وتحضر معايا الساعة دي. I hope انها تبقى مفيدة. Tommy, I sent you invitation so you can join with me. الصوت واضح؟ عايزة بس أتأكد إن الصوت واضح.
Hello, Nada.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
How are you?
I'm very well,
Hey,
thank
Nada.
you. Thank you. Thomason, how are
Hello.
you?
Hello,
Hello. I'm
sir. Good
great.
evening, sir.
Good evening, good evening. How's the weather in Egypt now?
Yeah.
Actually, it's starting to be a little bit of hot, right, Tommy?
Yes.
Wow, wow.
We're looking
So,
forward to your trip, your visit here.
yeah, I am so excited. You don't know how much. I'm so excited. I'm looking forward to meeting with you guys. I am looking forward to coming down to Egypt. It's going to be such a wonderful, phenomenal time. Thank you for having me this afternoon.
The
Thank you so
pleasure is
much.
mine. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining this live. This is one of the events that we are doing, in preparation for our event coming up in Egypt. It is called the It Is Possible event. Is a transformative event for everyone, and the catalyst, the father of coaching in West Africa, is coming straight to Egypt for this event, and
Yeah,
everyone is excited. We are excited to have him, and that's why we're having conversations like this. So we want to invite you specially to join us on the 6th of April for this transformative event. It's a free masterclass for
hmm,
everyone. So that's why we're having this conversation. So welcome everyone. And thank you very much, sir, for this opportunity. And thank you for having us in mind. And thank you for planning to come to Egypt for this transformative event.
thank
So I'm
you.
going to hand over to Nada now to take over the conversation.
All
Yes,
right.
I would like if you would give a very brief, like tiny introduction about the catalyst, so people would know more about him in a very brief, so we don't take time. But I just want you to give this
Okay.
introduction, please.
Okay, so the catalyst is a mind, emotions, and behavioral transformation coach. So, like I said earlier, is the biggest coach in West Africa. Like, is a member of the Forbes Council, and we all adore him and respect him for the
Thank you.
phenomenal work that he does, in
Thank you.
Africa. So he's done this program in different other African countries, and that's why he's coming to Egypt. He has not done this program in Egypt before, so this is the first time we're having It Is Possible program in Egypt, and that's why we're having this conversation. Thank you.
Thank
That's
you very
great.
much,
I'm
Olusola.
so glad. And I want, on behalf of Egypt, on behalf of the Egyptians, I'd like to welcome you myself and looking forward to having you in Egypt and spreading
Thank you.
your wisdom, awareness, and all the info that you would pass on, especially we're like all Africans and having this added value coming to Egypt and having your master class, which I'm sure will be very beneficial to a lot of people that will lead them to learn more about themselves and the mental health and well-being and how to improve on that. So let me take you from here to my first question,
Yeah.
where I would like to gain from your knowledge uh, and for the audience to also learn from your knowledge. How can individuals prioritize self-care during Ramadan, specifically in Ramadan? Let's start.
All right. I think the very first. Thank you very much, Nada, for that question. I think the very first thing that we have to understand is self. What is self care? What does it really
Yes,
mean?
yes,
And it's about being intentional. It's about being deliberate about taking care of yourself. Taking care of yourself spiritually, and the season of Ramadan is a very spiritual season where
yes,
you're supposed to be in tune with the spiritual. You're supposed to fast. You're supposed to be prayerful. You're supposed to ensure that you are in a very sober, reflective mood. That is the
yes,
number one element of self-care. A lot of people think that it's going to the spa. A lot of people think that it's going to the gym. A lot of people think that it's eating right. The number one self-care is spiritual self-care, because we are spirit beings. A lot of people think that, yeah, they're human beings having spiritual experiences. No, we are spiritual beings having human experiences.
yes,
Now, 95% of our essence is invisible, is subconscious, which leaves only 5% to our physical essence. Now, everything that you achieve, everything that you do is driven from the subconscious.
yes,
Every habit, every behavior, every action is driven from the subconscious. And your subconscious is a combination of your spirit and your soul. So the season of Ramadan is a season where you feed your soul. It's the
yeah,
season where you feed your spirit. It's the season where you nurture your soul. It's the season where you nurture your spirit by denying yourself of a lot of the things that are in your environment and focusing within. And it is important for us to realize that as we are within, so we manifest without. So the experiences of your life is a function of your thoughts, your belief system, and your emotions and your decisions. And so Ramadan season, right, is a season where you're supposed to pause and reflect. It's a season where you're supposed to meditate. It's a season where you're supposed to reflect and develop and nurture your spirit and your soul.
yeah.
Over to you, Nada.
So basically, just to make it more clear in my understanding, self-care comes from within. Everyone understands or everyone thinks that self-care is activities that you would do physically from the outer body that would make you feel good, which is completely wrong. This understanding is not it. The correct understanding. It comes from within. It's inside of you, of your emotions and of your thoughts, how to and it's I believe Ramadan is perfect timing for this, where you fast on so many pleasures. So you will have the time and you will have the power to stay within, to meditate and to connect with yourself, right?
Yeah, so the majority of it is from within,
From
right?
within.
Now, the key to what you do on the outside is also to ensure that you are nurturing your soul and your spirit. So
Yes,
when you go to the spa,
yes,
right, it is supposed to be time out from your
yes,
busy, stressful environment,
yes,
such that you can be cared for. And that care that you're giving is not just for the body, it's
yep,
also food for the soul and the spirit.
right.
When you eat right, it is a physical activity. When
Yes,
you deny yourself of food, you fast, even though it seems like a physical activity, it is to nurture your spirit and to elevate your spirit. So what we're saying in essence is this: do not care for yourself just for the outside.
yes,
It is of no value.
yes,
Care for yourself for the inside, because everything that manifests on the outside is created from the inside. Over to you,
yes,
Nada.
yes, yes. Thank you. Taking this conversation, taking this question to the other question I wanted to ask you, and coming to the practical self-care tip that you recommend, like for maintaining both physically and mentally, also emotional side of the well-being while fasting during Ramadan. So, what are the practical tips that you would tell us about today?
All right, so there are different kinds of fast that you can do, but a lot of people do not realize that fasting is actually very good for you. So there's a fast that we call autophagy. That is, all you do is drink water. And if you do autophagy for 48 hours, what it does is your entire system begins to cleanse itself from within.
Yeah.
So it's almost like a detox.
Yes.
Now, you have a lot of us have healthy cells and unhealthy cells. But what happens is, because we're constantly eating, because we're constantly consuming stuff, because we're constantly stressed, all of our dead cells and all of our unhealthy cells stay within our system. Energy, 48 hours of no food, just water, your body begins to consume, begins to cleanse, begins to detox itself naturally, and expel and consume all of those cells that invariably become cancerous cells. So fasting is one of the most powerful ways that you can cleanse your entire system. Also, when you fast, you subject your flesh. You suppress your flesh, and you subject it to the power of your spirit and your soul. So you elevate your spirit and your soul, and you attain your higher self and your higher self. And that is where you need to be. You need to be operating from the place of your higher self. And the place of your higher self is a place of spirituality.
Yeah.
So fasting cleanses you, detoxes you,
Yeah.
makes you healthy
Yeah.
and well, but it also helps elevate your spirit and your soul and suppress the desires of the flesh, such
Okay.
that you are operating from your highest self. I yield the mic.
Yeah. Perfect. That's so actually, we've been like, so many people would think about fasting that it's only it's an order that we need to obey with no anything coming back from it. While, as you just said, now it has so many benefits over human body and mental health, and so it's physically, emotionally, and mentally. So, what's the advice do you have for individuals that might be maybe struggling or overwhelmed uh, from fasting, or having like issues from fasting during Ramadan? How would you advise them to pursue?
All right. So it's about mind over matter. A lot of people don't realize that it's about mind over matter,
Yeah,
right? Whatever you think manifests. Whatever you believe, you create those outcomes. So the very first thing is to prepare yourself mentally
yeah,
and psychologically. A lot
right,
of people just go into fasting. Oh yeah, Ramadan has come. Let's do it.
right,
But they do not prepare themselves. So one of the first ways to prepare yourself is to visualize. So
right,
if you're fasting for 30 days or 40 days, stay in a state of meditation before the fasting starts. 3 days before, 7 days before, and start to meditate and visualize yourself on day one,
right,
accomplishing the fast. Day two,
right,
accomplishing the fast. And put yourself in the place
right,
that you would be in when you are fasting. See yourself, visualize yourself with your mind's eye, starting the fast. Visualize the benefits for you spiritually, emotionally, psychologically, physically, even relationally. Visualize the benefits. See yourself enjoying all the benefits. Meditate on it every day. Visualize it every day. And begin to affirm to yourself that, wow, I am grateful and thankful that I completed day one. I'm grateful and thankful I completed day two. Before you get into it,
yeah.
also,
Actually,
what you
I would love for people to take notes on this, because this is really like very important guidelines where if we followed them, it would help so much in making things easier and bringing back things in a healthy way. So continue, please, your this advice. Yeah,
Thank you. Thank you very much, Nada. Now, so once you visualized it, once you meditated upon it, and then you affirm it, you say to yourself, not that I want to fast. You because you have seen it, you have visualized it, you now begin to feel accomplished. And
yeah,
then you begin to stay in a state of gratitude. I am
right.
thankful and I'm grateful that I finished day one, day two, day
Yes,
three, day 30. Now, because you are preparing 7 days, 4 days, 3 days ahead of time, you begin to slowly shut down your eating. The
yeah,
mistake that a lot of people make is they want to eat every single thing a few hours before the fast starts,
yeah,
but your body's gonna react to that.
right.
So 7 days, start to shut down slowly. Start to
Yeah,
prepare your body, right? Three days,
right,
start to shut down, start to prepare, start to eat light,
right,
start to do what we call intermittent fasting,
right.
where you're doing a 16-8, you're doing an 18, 6 hour. So you're not eating for 16 hours, then you're eating within an 8 hour window. Or you're not eating for 18 hours and you're eating for a 6 hour window. You're not eating for a 20-hour window, you're eating only for a 4 hour window. You want to prepare your mind, you want to prepare your body for it.
Yeah,
And once you do that, you would find out that, when you get into the fast itself, it feels like something that you have already done. Day
yeah,
one, it feels like you've done it.
yeah,
And you must ensure that you create a support system around you.
right.
So find people that will hold you accountable, that you will hold accountable, that you will mutually support each other. Make it a communal thing. Don't do it in isolation. I yield the mic.
Yep. Right. I mean, this is great to hear because we've always, as I said before, we go into Ramadan in the mindset of fasting without getting prepared, without doing the pre-work that needs to be done to align our body and our mind of the upcoming phase or state we will be at. So this is very useful to hear that these are the tips or the things that we should consider. I'd love also to ask you about the challenges like this sometimes cause an anxiety and cause stress. Like, what are the practices that we can have to reduce the levels of anxiety and stress?
All right. So thank you very much, Nada, for that question. When you ask yourself what stress is or what anxiety is, I'm going to break it down in a way that everybody can understand.
Yes, please.
Stress simply means how you receive, internalize, analyze and interpret what is going on around you. That's
Yeah.
what stress is. When you do not interpret it right, when you don't internalize it right, then it becomes negative for you.
Okay.
Anxiety is simply thinking about the negative all the time. So anxiety is actually meditation.
Yeah.
You are actually meditating on the negative.
Yeah.
You're actually thinking negative. Now, it's important for us to note that as we think and believe, so our lives unfold. The outcomes of your life is a function of a combination of your thoughts,
Yeah.
your beliefs, and your emotions. Now, when your thoughts are negative, limiting, disempowering, when your beliefs are negative, limiting, disempowering, when your emotions are negative, limiting, disempowering, you are bringing upon yourself negativity that will put pressure on you negatively. That's what we call stress.
Yeah.
Now, what causes stress is your thoughts, your
Mm.
beliefs, and your emotions, right? When you go into thinking overdrive, when you go into negative thinking overdrive, when you begin to
Yeah.
worry about what will happen tomorrow, what will happen next,
Mm.
that's anxiety.
Mm.
Anxiety is about worrying or having negative thoughts about a tomorrow that has not yet come. Anxiety is about living today and teleporting yourself into tomorrow and overwhelming yourself with tomorrow that is yet to come.
Right.
Anxiety is a lack of understanding the dynamics of time.
You're right.
Now, this is the dynamic of time. All you have is now. You have no other time, and you have
Yeah.
control over no other time but this second. Now,
Right.
it is your thoughts, your beliefs, your emotions, and your decisions now that create your tomorrow. Now,
Right.
there will never be a physical place that is called tomorrow. You can never arrive at a place physically that is called tomorrow.
Right.
It's a construct in our imagination. You are living in successions of now. And
Right.
if you look at life from that perspective, you are living momentarily in successions of now. You are living in moments by moment by moment. If you are
Mm.
able to live in the now, every now, you would avoid anxiety, you would overcome anxiety, you would overcome depression and sadness. What is depression and sadness? Depression and sadness is when you keep looking back at
Yep.
yesterday and the mistakes that you made and the things that you could have done and the
Yes.
things you should have done and the things that did not work for you and
You're right.
what people may be saying about you, what people may be thinking about you.
Yeah.
That's what sadness and depression is. So you have left now and you are living in yesterday.
Right.
And you will find out that you'll be making your decisions based on your fears,
Yes.
your sadness about yesterday. So you are no longer living in now.
Right.
You're living in yesterday or you're living in tomorrow. Now, yesterday doesn't exist. Tomorrow doesn't exist. All that exists is now.
Right.
Yesterday was the now that you lived yesterday.
Yeah.
Every moment you live is all that you have. The question you have to ask yourself is this: am I aware of my thoughts now? Am I aware
Right.
of my beliefs now? Am I aware of my emotions now? And am I aware
Right.
of my decisions now? If you are not aware, right, many things will affect and infect and influence you to
Right.
make the wrong decisions based on the wrong thoughts,
Right.
based on the wrong beliefs, based on the wrong emotions now. So, how do you ensure that you can master your thoughts? Because each and every one of us, we process 60,000 thoughts a day.
Wow.
60,000 thoughts a day. That's right, 60,000 thoughts a day. You can't capture every thought. However,
Right.
what you can do is you can capture your mood. If you are in a positive mood, you had a positive thought, you had a positive belief, you had a positive emotion. If you are in a negative mood, you had a negative thought, a negative belief, a negative emotion. So Track your mood. Am I in a positive mood? If you're in a positive mood, you're good to go. If you're in a negative mood, you are sad, immediately ask yourself, what did I just think? And change that thought to the opposite of that thought. Change that
Right.
thought to the positive opposite of that thought. So let's say that you are feeling depressed. Suddenly you are feeling sad and depressed. If you catch the thought and the thought is, I don't have enough money to pay for my house rent. You just thought a thought, right, that is negative. Immediately think to yourself, how can I raise more money? How can I create more value? How did I do it in the past that I was able to raise enough money?
Right.
When you begin to ask yourself, how can I, rather than why is this happening to me, you would release within you the positive mindset that will bring a solution, that will light up your mind such that you are innovative and creative in that moment to solve that problem. I yield the mic.
Right. Right. That's great. That's great to hear. But this takes me to a question which is very important to myself, and I'm sure to everyone here. This requires a very high self-connection. Like, this requires to be very connected to self, to be able to ask yourself and to pause and take a minute to be able to live in the now. So do you have any sort of tips of how to self-connect and stay connected within, so we can be able to do the work?
I mean, nada, you actually didn't need me on this Instagram live. You could have done it yourself, man, because you're so clued in, right? You are so connected. Now,
I'm very
when
interested in mental health and self-care. You
wow,
have no idea. You came at the right time to us. Here
wow,
in Egypt,
wow,
we are waiting for you for this,
wow,
right?
wow.
Thank you.
The, when we
Thank you.
talked about the number one essence of self-care being spiritual and soul, that's what we're
Right.
talking about, connection. Now,
Right.
it is
Right.
important for you to realize that there are four elements to your existence. There's your spirit, there's your soul, there's your body, and there's your environment. And you need to
Yeah.
create alignment between between those four elements. That is, you need to create a connection and a synchrony between your spirit and your soul and your body, and your body and your environment. Because your theology, that is your spiritual knowledge, understanding, and wisdom is important. Your
Right.
psychology, that is your soul knowledge, wisdom, and understanding is important. Your biology,
Right.
that is your physical knowledge, your physical understanding, and your spirit, your physical essence is important. Your sociology, which is understanding, knowledge, and wisdom about your environment, is
Yep.
important. And you need to create a synchrony between your theology, your psychology, your biology, and your sociology. It is
Right.
very, very important. And this is where the word intimacy comes in. Intimacy is not a sexual word.
Yes.
Intimacy means into me, I see.
Right.
How much of your
Wow.
spirit
I'd like to
into
write
me, I
that.
see? That's
Into
right.
me, I
That's right.
see. That's
Yes,
amazing.
that's what intimacy means. How much
Wow.
intimacy do you have? That is, does your social existence, does it connect with your biological existence?
Yes.
Does your biological existence connect with your psychological existence? Does your psychological existence connect with your spiritual theological existence? And
Right.
how intimate, what kind of intimate relationship have you built between your spirit and your soul, between your soul and your body, between your body and your environment, between your spirit and your environment,
Right.
between your spirit and your body,
Right.
between your environment and your soul? There has to be interconnectivity. There has to be intimacy. And that intimacy comes with me time.
Yeah.
Me
Me
time.
time.
And me time comes from liking yourself.
Yes.
Yeah.
Liking, I didn't
Self-love
say
here.
love yourself. I didn't say no, not love, like. A
Like,
Like,
lot of people
like.
do not like
you will
themselves. They do
need
not
to tell us
Mm.
the difference between like yourself and love
Yeah,
yourself,
and love
dear.
That's right.
yourself.
That's right. That's right. That's right. Now, love is a decision.
Yeah,
Mm,
It's a dedicated, affectionate commitment and
yeah,
decision for
yeah,
your well-being.
mm,
right,
That's what love is. Like is a function of you appreciate, you accept,
mm,
you celebrate yourself irrespective of the fact that you are not perfect.
mm.
wow,
In
Wow.
wow,
spite
Wow.
hallelujah,
That's deep.
right?
in,
Everyone requires self-love and self-liking and
that's it.
and
That's it.
yeah,
In spite of your weaknesses, in spite of your
Mm,
mistakes, in spite of your
imperfection,
failures, in spite of in your imperfections, you know that today you are the very best version of yourself,
mm,
right?
and you like that version of yourself. You are able to spend time with yourself and
Yeah,
enjoy yourself without the company of television, without the company of anybody, without the distraction of anything else. You actually like to
mm.
be by yourself.
Wow.
That's what we're talking
yeah,
about. Nada. That's
that's
where we need to
amazing.
be.
That is
That
where we need to be, right?
that's it. That's what connection is. You love
Yeah,
your spirit. Your
yeah,
spirit loves your soul. You like your spirit. Your spirit likes your soul. You need both like and
And
love,
love.
right,
because that's what completes the loop
right,
of
right,
self-care.
yeah,
Like and love of self. Now, that which you do not give yourself means that you do not deserve. And you would indirectly be communicating to the world that you do not deserve their likes and you do not deserve their love.
Mm,
yeah.
Now,
You are not worthy of
you
these
are not.
likes and love, so
That's
you,
it. That's it. Now, check this out. Like is so powerful. Like is
yeah,
so powerful. And this is the psychology of like, right?
mm.
To the extent that the social media platforms have put a function called like. They didn't put
Like,
love. They didn't
they
put
did.
love. They put likes. Nada. When you post something that you believe should inspire people, and 10,000 people like it, how does that make you feel?
wow, that makes me feel validated.
That's it. That's the power of liking yourself. You have to
Yeah,
validate yourself. Don't wait until somebody
right,
else, 5,000 people validate you. Now, the danger in looking for likes outside is that you no longer live an authentic life. You no longer live a life for yourself. You now start living for others. You start looking for what will make them happy, right? To your own detriment.
right,
And there's 7.8 billion people on earth. You can never satisfy everybody.
Mm,
definitely,
Everybody will never like you. The only like that you need is yours.
right,
When you like yourself, when you accept yourself, irrespective of your weaknesses, your strengths, and every single thing that you've gone through, when you
right,
accept yourself just the way you are, when you love yourself, the world will gravitate towards liking and loving you, because we are all energy. If you release the energy of like and you release the energy of love, you'll be vibrating at a frequency that will attract more likes
mm,
and attract more love. So the key is to ask yourself, what frequency are you vibrating at? Because
right,
everything in the universe is energy.
yeah,
mm,
Love
yeah,
is an energy. Life is an energy. Wealth is an energy. Happiness is an energy. If you want to attract love, vibrate at the frequency of love. And that's what I'm going to come and teach in Egypt. If you
mm,
want to
yeah,
attract wealth, I'm going to teach you how to vibrate at the frequency of wealth. You want to attract riches? I'm going to come and teach you how to vibrate at the frequency of riches. You want happiness? I'm going to teach you what the frequency of happiness is. and I'm going to teach you how to vibrate at the frequency of happiness and hold that state of happiness.
Wow.
That's why I'm coming to Egypt.
Wow.
It's going to be
Wow.
mind blowing. So it's important that everyone that is listening to me, you invite everybody that you want to do well. Anybody that you wish to become wealthy, anybody you wish to become happy, anybody you wish to find harmony and peace in their lives, right? Anyone you wish to find love in their lives, just invite them on the 16th. I'm going to be there to teach you the practical tips and to take you through it, such that when we leave that masterclass, you are equipped to live the very life that you've always dreamt of living. Nada, I hope I'm going to see you.
Yeah, definitely. I'd be the
Boom.
first one on the first
Boom.
seat.
Yes.
I'll be on the first seat taking notes, more notes, taking more notes.
Awesome.
I'd love to ask you one more question if you would allow me, if you have the
Yes,
time.
please. Yes, please. Madam.
Okay. I'd like to have like a general advice, like very generic to everyone, because everyone have their own suffering, have their own wounds, have their own traumas. We cannot like combine all of them. But I want from you to help us have a generic advice for individuals in general of how to maintain wellness in their lives generically.
All right, fantastic. You've got to ensure that you do not let your childhood traumas, your childhood pain, and what you learned in your childhood control you. Which means that you need to free yourself from your childhood traumas. That's another reason why I'm coming to Egypt.
That's a very important thing, because we're all stuck in our childhood here in Egypt. We need someone to make us break free.
Yes. And it's just going to take me 15 minutes.
Wow.
It's a 15 minutes exercise to take you back into your childhood trauma and free you. You know, in neuroscience, we call it echoes. Now, the danger with your childhood trauma is that it holds a certain energy that attracts similar experiences in your future. So you find out that, let's say someone was raped, right? They will start attracting men that abuse them, men that do not respect and honor them, right? Because the echo of that childhood trauma is sending signals into your future that is attracting similar experiences. Some people are struggling with anger, right? Some people are struggling with no money because they suffered a trauma when they were growing up and their parents lost a lot of money.
Right.
So they're going through cycles of financial losses. So I'm coming to Egypt to free you from your childhood trauma. 15 minutes exercise. Another thing is a lot of people are living in fear. I'm going to be dealing with your fears. A lot of people have phobias. I'm going to be dealing with phobias when I come. So it's going to be jam-packed, right? It's going to be very powerful. It's not just talk. I am coming in as an expert in neuroscience. I'm coming in as an expert in psychodynamics. I'm coming in as an expert in coaching. I'm going to be combining all of those interventions, right? To help free you from the things that are holding you down, from the past that you've always wanted to get rid of. I am going to be releasing you into the future that you deserve. I'm going to be releasing you into the future that you desire. I'm going to be releasing you into the future that you were designed to live. You are about to step into the best life that you have ever lived. Just make sure that you register, and I look forward to seeing you.
We can't wait for that. Can we end up this live with some details about the live? The visit, the masterclass? Like, can you help us? Tell me with like the day and the date and the timings, and if there is a certain agenda that we can share with people. Also, I will be sharing the link for people who wants to register online to be able to join the masterclass and benefit from all this amazing practices. But I want you to take us through the master class.
All right.
Can we just have a tiny details? Yes, please.
So yeah, so it's happening on the 6th of April.
Yes.
Registration will start around about 2 to 3 p.m. Egyptian time. We get into the program instantly. It's free. It's going to be about 3 hours of us working together. And the beauty about it is now that your childhood trauma, Thomason's childhood trauma, and everybody's childhood trauma is different. So I'm going to be working with everyone at the same time, but I'm going to be working with you as an individual. And each one of us, I'm going to be taking us through how to release ourselves from our trapped childhood. Number
Right.
one. Number two is that trauma has released the energy of fear, the
Yeah.
energy of phobia,
Right.
the energy of failure into everybody. I'm going to be teaching you how to overcome failure.
Right.
Now, that failed attempt several times has installed in you the
Right.
imposter. I am going to be helping you release what we call the imposter
The
syndrome.
imposter syndrome,
And
right? So
that's
it's
right.
I'd say this would be one-to-one, not only a class. It's going to be like a one-to-one therapy for everyone's whoever has this certain special childhood trauma. You would be able to deal with their traumas to help them solve, work on it, understand it maybe because maybe they don't understand that they have and what is it and why it came and so on. So the three
Yes.
hours class
Yes.
would serve as one-to-one work of releasing fear and anxiety to each individual, right?
Powerful. Yes. Trauma, fear, phobia, overcoming this imposter. And then the biggest part of it is this. I'm going to be taking you through a visualization exercise where I'm going to be taking you into your future at age
Right.
70, at age 80.
Wow.
Who did you
I don't
become?
want to see myself at the age of 70. Thank you.
No, you are going to be breathtakingly beautiful at 70. And all the things that you've achieved, right? And how you achieved it. You know, I said one of the tips that I gave about Ramadan is before you go into a place of fast, visualize it, prepare for it. Now,
Right.
if you do not plan and prepare today, you've already planned to fail tomorrow. So everybody needs to visualize because without a vision, the people perish. Visualizing, you can't tap into the
Right.
true vision for your future. So I'm going to be taking each and every one of us in a visualization exercise. Ooh, that's the
Wow.
cherry and the icing on the cake. I
Amazing.
hope
Well,
and I pray that each and every one of us is going to be there.
yeah,
I am going to be there. I am so excited. I am so excited. It's 5-star quality. It's at the Kempinski Hotel,
yes.
right?
It's in
Five
New
star.
Cairo. I'll share after this live, I'll share all the details of the event and I'll try to also include the link for online registration.
Yes.
And I would love to ask one last question for people who's joining us on the masterclass. Do we have to be any prepared by any way? Do we need to like get anything with us dressed in any certain thing? Anything that you would like recommend for the masterclass
Just
free?
just come casual, comfortable, come with your notepad and your pen.
Right,
With your notepad and come with your pen, it's going to be
right,
mind blowing. Your
right.
life will never remain the same again. I'm
I'm sure.
coming to set everybody free from their childhood traumas. I'm coming to show you a picture of your desired future. And I'm coming to join the dots and to build a bridge so that you can become all that you were created to be. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for your time. Appreciate it. Looking forward to see you soon.
Thank you.
Thank you
Thank
so much,
Thank
you.
sir.
you.
Thank you.
Bye
Thank you,
bye.
Tommy. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. See you guys.
Bye.
See you. Bye. Bye. Bye.
Yes. All right. Thank you, everyone, for joining this live session. Thank you so much, Nada, for this opportunity. I really appreciate you. Please join this masterclass. It's going to be transformative for you. We're going to post all the details of the event for you to join. Please register so that you can get all the details of the event. It's happening on the 6th of April, live in Cairo. And we can't
Right?
wait to host every one of you.
We
Thank
can't
you
wait
so much.
to have you guys and looking forward. I post all the details after the live. to my audience, and hopefully I'll see a lot of faces that I know through from my Instagram family on the 6th of April in the event. Thank you, Tommy, and looking forward to see
Thank
you.
you so much.
Thank
Thank you
you.
so much,
Bye.
Lara.
Sending regards.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye,
Bye. Bye.
everyone.